Elevating 14,115 feet above sea level, Pikes Peak, America's Mountain, is an adventure attainable for everyone.
What's going on, Pikes Peak Region Explorers? Welcome back to the vlog. Today is a very exciting day because you and I are going to be taking a trip up Pikes Peak, America's Mountain. We'll be making sure that you are prepared and have all the knowledge so you can drive up Pikes Peak yourself. Pikes Peak is special because it is accessible for just about everyone. There's a highway where you can drive to the summit, and today we're going to be doing that together. The highway is a 19-mile stretch of road that's open year-round. They clear snow off the road, so even in the winter you can get to the summit. Now, I know what you're thinking, that's the top of a mountain. How do you park up there? They have you covered on that. You can make a timed entry reservation, which ensures your spot to park at the summit of the peak. I'll walk you through how to make that timed entry reservation right now. Let's go to drivepikespeak.com and we'll do that together.
Once you've reached the Drive Pikes Peak website, you can get more information such as weather, driving conditions, and more. But for now, we're going to scroll down and select tickets and reservations. From here, scroll down and click on make a reservation. If you're just coming for a single day, you can click on one-day admission. It is important to note the difference between the timed entry permit and the admission ticket. The timed entry permit is a non-refundable reservation to ensure your slot to park at the very top of Pikes Peak. This gives you a 2-hour window to arrive at the front gate, and once you're past the toll gate, you have as much time as you would like on the highway until close. You can still get through the toll gate without a timed entry permit, however, you cannot park at the summit. The ticket is what grants you admission past the front gate. This can be purchased now online. However, I recommend waiting until you're at the front gate to buy these tickets. The prices are the same and it keeps you from having to reschedule your ticket in case your travel plans change. So for now, we are going to click on timed entry permit. Note that one permit is needed per vehicle driving up the peak. Click add to cart, choose your travel date, and then here you'll see how many slots are available during that time period. I'm going to click the 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Once you've added this to cart, you can check out. If you don't have an account, click here to make one. Once you've filled out your information, hit create account. Follow the on-screen prompts. Add your payment method and you're good to go.
Now that you have your timed entry reservation and it's the day of your trip, it's a good idea to check the road conditions for the day, especially in the winter. Those are always kind of changing. You can call this number and get live updates, 719-385-7325. Now that you know the weather and road conditions, we'll go ahead and pack. I'll make sure you have everything you need so you're prepared for the day. Time to head to the Pikes Peak Highway front gate at 5089 Pikes Peak Highway, Cascade, Colorado, 80809. I'm arriving to the front gate between my 2-hour timed entry window, and I'll be purchasing my admission ticket as I go through the gate. The Pikes Peak Highway is also friendly to motorcycles, so if you plan on taking the trip up on your motorcycle, all of these same steps apply. It's a good idea to plan for about 3 to 4 hours for your round trip. This will give you enough time to drive up the highway, enjoy everything the summit has to offer, maybe hike around a little bit, and come back down. And just like that, we are through the front gate and on our way to the summit. Before you start your journey up the summit, you want to make sure you have at least a half a tank of gas. Any vehicle with a wheelbase less than 19 feet is welcome to drive up the highway. If you plan on driving an electric car, make sure you come with a full battery because there are no chargers along the highway or at the summit. Pikes Peak Highway has a ton of wildlife. You might encounter deer, mountain goats, marmots, pika, and maybe even Bigfoot. One of the first stops that you have to make along your journey is that Crystal Reservoir. It's right off of the road, you can't miss it, there's a big parking lot. Here there are bathrooms, hiking trails, and fishing even. Just beyond the Crystal Reservoir parking lot, there's a right-hand turn that'll take you to 2 more reservoirs called North and South Catamount. Here you can find more hiking trails, fishing, and you can bring a paddleboard or kayak and enjoy the water that way. At mile 13, you will have reached 11,450 feet of elevation, and you'll be greeted by Glen Cove. Inside, you'll find refreshments, snacks, and a small gift shop. We are now about 11,800 feet above sea level, and this is where trees no longer have enough oxygen to grow. So as you can see, the trees will kind of just disappear. We call this a tree line. And right about there, there are no longer any trees growing above us. Once you pass tree line, you'll start to notice the turns getting a little bit sharper and the exposure of the highway get a little bit more, but no need to worry, the highway is safe for you to drive. I'm now at a pull-off called Double Cut. It's about 14.5 miles up the highway. I brought myself a little picnic, so I'm gonna find a place to set up, eat lunch, and enjoy this view. Look at that. We're now over 12,000 feet of elevation. This is when you might start to feel a little bit of the elevation sickness, so you wanna make sure that you're staying hydrated, putting on that sunscreen, because we're just that much closer to the sun, and it is really easy to get burnt up there. Did you see that? This sunscreen was all pressurized, so it squirted out everywhere. But I'm gonna put this on and then eat some lunch. At mile 16, you'll get to Devil's Playground. Here, there is a large parking lot. As you get closer to the summit, it's a good time to keep your eye out for marmots. We got a big guy right here, chilling on the top of the rock. Look at him. He's so cute. All right, everybody, we are summiting Pikes Peak, America's Mountain right now. We are here at the summit of Pikes Peak, 14,115 feet above sea level. It is a busy summer July day up here. Like I mentioned earlier, parking is limited here at the summit of the peak, so be patient while you're looking for some parking. Watch out for pedestrians walking around. There's a lot of traffic going on up here. Now we're ready to go explore the summit. It is July in Colorado, everybody. Look at that snow. To the west, we have the Rocky Mountains, and to the east, we have Colorado Springs. The summit of Pikes Peak truly is special. There is no other summit in the world like this. We have the state-of-the-art visitor center, accessibility-friendly walking trails that wrap around the entire mountain. We have a gift shop, a cafe, a history museum, world-class views, and the infamous Pikes Peak Donuts. Dogs are welcome on the summit of Pikes Peak. Just make sure you bring water for them, and also note that they are not allowed on the shuttles, so you do need to get that timed entry pass to get up here and park at the summit. Let's go ahead and head into the Visitors Center and check it out. Donut time. All right, guys, we got some donuts. Cool story about these. My dad used to work at the Summit House and make these donuts in high school. So these are pretty special to me. After watching this, if you're not fully convinced on driving up the peak yourself, no worries, there are still plenty of options for you to be able to come up here and enjoy the summit yourself. One of them, for example, is the Cove Railway, which happens to be right here. You can also book a Jeep tour with Adventures Out West. They will chauffeur you up the mountain in a tricked out Jeep, super cool, and they will also give you information and history about the mountain on your way up. On top of driving, the Cove Railway, Jeep tours, Pikes Peak is also the most hiked 14,000 foot mountain, but that takes a lot of training and preparation to do that. You're the conductor? Engineer. Very cool. Down in Colorado Springs, it's currently like 85 degrees, while up here on the summit, it's between 55 and 60 with the wind chill. All right, everybody, I'm gonna hop in the car and start heading down the mountain. The number one thing you wanna be aware of when driving down the mountain is overheating brakes. This happens way too often, and we wanna try to avoid that as much as possible. To do so, you're gonna wanna shift down or put your car in low. That will allow the transmission to slow you down rather than brakes. On your way down, you'll stop at Glen Cove and have a mandatory brake check. Here, they'll take the temperature of your brakes, and if they're too hot, you'll have to pull over and let them cool down before proceeding. Let's see what my brake temperature is.
Excellent.
What temp are they?
149.
149?
Yeah.
What is like the threshold before you
300 is where they're
Wow.
burning. You're doing
Okay,
great.
cool.
500s, we got some 700s.
Wow, I saw some smoking brakes on my way up.
That's 700.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
crazy. Cool, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Just
Have a
give
good
them
day.
a thumbs up. You too.
Let's go, we made it. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with me today. I had a great time. If you learned anything from this video, please consider liking and subscribing for more adventures in the Pikes Peak region. We'll see you in the next one.